know how you're gonna be here. So I say my prayers every night. One for my mother, one for my father, and one for the love of my life. Decide to leave today, leave tomorrow at the door. Take only half of yesterday, forget all hope for the present. It just wait on steps from eternity. We were footsteps that's love and wishes from touching God above. And we were from eternity. Footsteps back from touching from time. Tell me it's gone. Now don't that you return. Why you say goodbye? I still feel your presence in my eternity, we were footsteps past love and three wishes. Touching the heavens above. Sing out. Hey, I'm here for it. Hey. And three wishes. Woo! Footsteps past love and three wishes. Oh.
it down. They cut the music. It's the voice for me. Yes. 4 steps past love and 3 wishes. Okay. Let's give it up for the boys. It's the Drew Hill for me. You hear me? 5 steps, y'all. 5 steps, 5 steps. Like, ooh, I bet y'all like, now what did got to do with Oh man, y'all minds all over the place. I know. Well, first of all, let me get me together. I want to play that song because tonight we are going to talk about love and patience. Love is patience. Love and it's patience. I'm just saying. Yeah, so that's our subject, and I want to play that song because, man, it's crazy to be in a place so heavenly, um, so right, um, that's really good, and you feel secure, and it's not about any perfections. It's not about whether a person is good or bad. It's not about um anything really have to do with what a person does, but it's simply about who a person is. And man, when I say love is patient, y'all kid y'all not, it's so radical because this just corresponds like um where I'm at like in my life right now. So full disclosure, full transparency. We're gonna talk tonight about patience. And it's so on time because we just had Resurrection Sunday, and man, just think about the Passion of Christ. Um, the patience he had, knowing that he was birthed just for this, and even just reflecting back on watching The Chosen and how he was saying, "Well, what's to come?" He could prepare his friends for what's to come. But in all of that, every miracle, every sign, every wonder that was disclosed through Christ Jesus as he roamed the earth, um, his patience, that he was slow to anger, that he was kind, that he was so humble, that he was so just, and that he just stood firmly on what he believed and what his purpose was. But most importantly, just truly being a light in it all. Like, no matter what the person did, no matter what the people said about him, no matter what life challenges came apart, like, he was just authentically humble and patient. Patient to a point where he's seen them in their struggle, seen them in their worst, seen them in the impossible. And he didn't look at him as a struggle or an impossible situation, or he didn't question anything that these people were doing or what was going on. None of that. He looked at them as if they was human, but he also looked at them as if someone he truly loved, someone he truly cared about, someone who he knew because he knew us before we was born, but meeting them in the physical presence, the person. It was like his first time, but he already knew him. But for them, it was their first time not knowing a person not knowing somebody, not knowing you could have known him in the past, or all of a sudden, um, you getting to know them again, and it's a different being from what they was and who they are now. Even it's a different being who everybody's going to become, but it was like he just looked at them. And even the people that he came in contact with, they was looking at him as if, like, who is you? How do you know me? What can you do for me? And even when he told them what he could do and this, and the third, they was looking like, I'm not deserving of this. Why are you doing this? And who are you? That type of sense. So, like, it's radical. It's crazy because all this line up today. Like, all of this lines up today because we just dealt with the passion of Christ, and we as Christians are striving to be more Christ like. Not, and that's what I want to put out here first. Christ like is not traditional. It's not how you was raised. It Christ like is exactly what God word says, what His word speaks, and that's the thing. We want to go off what somebody raised us, what somebody told us, how we was up brought in church, this, and the third. We want to give everything a title, a place of authority or a pedestal that they sit on. But in all reality, y'all, it wasn't how I was raised that has me to this place today. It wasn't what I was brought up on that got me to this place today. What got me to this place today is love. It's crazy because y'all, I wasn't even in my church on Sunday, but just hearing, I just listened to Bishop Walker speak about love, and it's crazy because I just can't fathom where he was going with the message, but to just see the subject, to hear the topic, and it's all about flawed people and the faithful God, like for real. But when I seen it, love did it, and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, where he going with this today? But y'all, exactly what I needed to share today, exactly what I'm going through, exactly where I stand right now. Love did it. Love is patient. Christ is patient. Love is Jesus. Jesus love. God is love to give your only begotten Son that we may have life and have it more abundantly. It's crazy because it was a perfect example of what love is. One willing to lay down his life for a friend, but it's deeper than this. So it touched me in a sense where love is patient, patient enough to love a person before even knowing who that person is, before that person even know how to love you. Um, we we are not God, so God know who we are. He always know nothing under the sun that He doesn't know. He know us by name. He placed every hair on our head, God. We can't even count the hairs. Um, that's how surreal He is. And just imagine all the people in the world. But He knew who He was. But me, in a sense, God, I was just like, okay, Lord, like where I'm at now, in this place, in this space, he has me in a period of waiting. Of course, y'all know that, I gave y'all a little detail. Hadn't went full throttle, because, there's a timing for everything. So it is gonna come out, but it's a timing for everything to transition. And right now, I'm in a season of waiting. I'm in a season of being still and knowing that He is God. But it's so radical because um I've been struggling with the waiting period and struggling with just being patient because I need an answer. I need something to help me just be still. But God said, "Be still, know that I'm God." Is that not enough? What more do I need to understand if I'm just being still, knowing that He is God? And then for me to dance on Sunday in my home, my former home church, how it just to fathom to minister, trusting God, and y'all, I've shared that song with y'all, but to minister and dance without being able to open my mouth, it did something for me. See, I look, I was given that assignment the day before. Let's be real. But I literally woke up Sunday morning to learn this dance, and it's radical because I knew some parts, but I still had to. I was just trying to go off of former videos, and then God was like, "No," He was like, "You know the words." He said, "Minister in song, minister how you feel," and then even in the midst of everything that I got going on and just being patient and waiting on the Lord, it was an honor and a privilege to minister trusting God because I have been so anxious. I have been on edge and just really, you know, even though I'm being still, even though I'm in the waiting period, it my body on the inside, I'm still, and God sees our heart, He know. So it's like I trust you, Lord, but deep down inside, it's like, okay, I still got a lot of questions. I'm still trying to understand. I can't figure this out. It's a lot, and it's just so overwhelming. Then when people just hear and the ones that's close to me and they just like that would scare me. And I'm like, okay, so just imagine how I feel, even though, they look at me as a person of a great faith, person that truly believes in God, who's all in this and the third. Um I still I still be in question. It's the flesh. I still um not be scared, but I'm more so freaked out because it's like, okay, God, you've given me so many things, but it's like, how am I supposed to process this? What am I supposed to do with it? So, it's just amazing because He just keep giving me stuff, but most importantly, He keep reassuring me that He sees me. He keep reassuring me that I am His and that where He has me in pure obedience, that He is still working for my good. So, um, in my patience, in my waiting period, and in just trying to process this. I actually was home this past weekend visiting with mom and just being able to be present with my family, especially in so many things that's been going on within our family. Definitely keep my family in prayer. Um it's just being still isn't easy, especially being a person that always does stuff and always the go to and always have countless of things to do. Um, 3 kids, 2 jobs, and just church life, home life. It's just so many things. But um God, like, He basically just like, be still. Like, no, you have to chill out and relax. So I did that. Did that all weekend. I didn't do anything. Of course, I'm always gonna be tempted. There's always gonna be opportunities where people call me like, "Can you want to do this, or you want to go here, or it'd be great to have you over. Can I see you? This, third, all kinds of stuff." So I have to just flat out say it. Yeah, God has me being still. He told me to be still and trust that He is God and know that He is God. And in my stillness, just being totally transparent and honest that I'm in a waiting period for the blessings and stuff that He has already given me. But literally, it's like being in my hand and I can't touch it. Just imagine if you had a bank account full of money and God like don't even touch it. Or you got a brand new car sitting in the yard. He like, yeah, the kids on the table, but they need to stay there until I tell you to get them. So I'm like, oh Lord, I said, Lord, well, if I ain't never had patience, I guess I'm learning today here. I guess so, because yeah, and being still, not having to be the go-to, not having to checkpoint, not having to run the calendar, not having to make sure I don't forget nothing, not having to do this, do that, be responsible for this, make this happen, do that. Yeah, so yeah, it was it's refreshing, yet it's nerve wracking because it's like, okay, how long am I gonna be here? How long are you gonna have me still? How long before I can abound in the blessings that you have for me? And when is the goal? Like, right at the breakthrough line, at the threshold, and I'm ready to dive into my blessings, dive into elevation, dive into promotion, dive into new heights, the next level. And he just like, yeah, stand on the line, don't move. I'm like, okay, but I'm here. But to stay on subject, love is patience. So Christ taught us patience when he walked the earth, how he treated people, how he responded. Um, never puffed up, never anger, never all over the place, never showing any type of anxiety or depression or feeling overwhelmed. Just pure humbleness. Um, and gratitude, being in a place of honor and a privilege to be able to um encounter what's happening, encounter the signs, the miracles, the wonders, encounter being able to pray for somebody else and knowing that God is going to make do on the end. Just being excited for those people to see those blessings come, to see those breakthroughs, to see the healing and the progress and the process. And like it was just so amazing. Just to experience that over the weekend, and it took a lot, but I stood on it. The more I talked about it, the better I felt. But today when he gave me this love is patient, it just kind of wowed my mind because now I'm looking at this and I'm seeing this and I'm like, ooh, ooh, God, okay, I see you, I see you. But one day last week during my devotion, he gave me James 5:20. Let him know that he which converted the sinner from the error of his way shall save a soul from death and shall hide a multitude of sins. And this scripture kind of wowed me because on Sunday Bishop talked about love did it. And it's amazing because sometimes we feel foolish for loving somebody. Or sometimes we feel like we are fool because we pour out our heart and soul and it's not being received or even reciprocated. And sometimes we're very hard on ourselves because little do we know we were put on this earth to love. It is our responsibility to love. It is our job to love. It is our duty to love. And love, y'all, is loving somebody no matter what. Loving somebody wholeheartedly in truth, in spirit, mind, body, and soul. Like all of that ties into loving somebody. And what God was showing me over the weekend was the other scripture, love thy father in spirit and in truth. And in as equal to that, we are to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. But what's so radical is we read that and we caught it, but we didn't catch it. Because first and foremost, when you love, to have love, to know love, to be love, you have to love God. Because God is love. If you don't understand the price, the sacrifice, oh, the precious Lamb of God, if you don't understand what He had to do because He loved us just that much, then you can't fathom what love is. If you don't understand what it took for Christ to roam the earth, who was born just for this, who lived just for this, who bled and died just for us to experience life. And we're not just living today, but we're living to live again. But if you don't understand that he bled and died, hung up on the cross, whipped, wounded for our transgression, by his stripes we are healed, crown of thorns, nail pierced hands and feet. If you can process him even saying, God forgive them, for they know not what they do. People that persecuted you put you on this cross and you still had the nerve to pray for them. Love is patience. Y'all, patient, patient. The passion and the compassion of Christ is everything. And it's the prime example of what love is. But the crazy part, he didn't just stay there. He rose with all power in his hand, meaning that everything within this earth, seen and unseen, belongs to him. Every knee must bow, every tongue must confess that he is Lord. Demons tremble at the name of Jesus. He rose so that one day he will return from us. Okay, now y'all got the concept. Let's dig a little deeper. That is love. But what's crazy is because Bishop like love did it. I'm like, oh Bishop, come with it, tell the truth, change the devil, this, and the third, woo, woo. And he got to the end of his message and he just explained that love did this. Love made me. Love created me. I am love. I was born into this. It's something that's always in me. And for people to think that it's wrong to love, to be authentically who you are, that your light, your goodness is mistaken for cover up, or mistaken as you got a hidden agenda. And some people just can't fathom it's who you are. They like she faking it, or why is she always acting like she happy and we already heard about what's going on. Yeah. Okay, love did it. He loved me too much that he bled and died, that he laid down his life for me, his friend, my true friend, to the end, indeed. And you think that I'm going to bask in my pain, in misery, in mess, in what was no longer, the past, irrelevant, non factor? What's behind? Oh, the word said we don't look to those things that's behind us, but we look forward to the things that's ahead, to the higher calling, because I have a purpose. So, regardless of my pain, regardless of what I've been through, regardless of what it don't look like, their part, I'm just saying, love did it. This smile, this spirit, this happiness, this I done lost weight, I'm in a better space. Right now, you look in my room, you can tell that, but I'm just be I just say that all the time. That's because I don't know what be going on. I cleaned it up and guess what? It's still back to where it is. So it is what it is. But um yeah, it's love. Love has done this for me because I've loved people. I've been in love, but I've never had the two together. And now, in a space where there's a potential to truly have the two. Well, I ain't gonna say to truly have the two. I'm in a place that I'm in at a place in a space where I have the two. I have the two. So if I'm living in my truth and I'm putting it out there, okay, full disclosure, I have the two. And it's like it was just literally faded. It's there, but I can't understand. It's there, but is it possible to say lost? It's there. I use the word ghosted. And the reason why I say ghosted is because I never used this term before, and crazy because I watched them over the weekend. They used that word on TV, and I was like, wait a minute, time out, wait a minute, because somebody come for me. But you know this, I got work. He always sends signs to let me know that I'm not alone. That part. But I say ghosted is because make me think of the Invisible Man. You know how he was there right in front of you, but you really just can't see him. So that's why I use the word ghosted. And it's like vanish. Um Out of sight, out of, just untouchable. It's a tangible thing, but it's untouchable. So yeah, so basically love is here for me. A great potential for me to love and to be in love and to have it. And it's crazy because God is like, well, I don't want you to mishandle what was sent for a blessing. And I didn't understand until today. I understand. God wants us to love as Christ loved us without expectation of anything in return. Christ didn't ask nobody to worship him. They did it on their own. Christ didn't want no gifts. He didn't want no praise. He didn't want none of the things that the many people that walk with him that he witnessed to here on earth in the land of the living. But they did it because they couldn't fathom why this man would want to save them. Why this man want to give them new life. Why this man, even in their agony, even in their shame, even in sickness, even in persecution, even in their own convictions, even when they was guilty, even when they confessed, he still loved them. And I'm like, okay, God, round one, 12 years, feeling like, yeah, this, mm, not it. Maybe we grew apart. Maybe I'm not enough. Maybe as many used to say, I made this person be with me. Maybe I didn't see enough within myself. Who knows? I don't know. But I do know that it wasn't love to me because my definition of love is in one sense. This is one sense. It's not a whole definition. This is one sense. Love is supposed to make you better and want to do better and want more. So, yeah, felt like I had an issue for like 12 years. And I'm going to throw this out here because I'm going to talk about this on Friday, but I will share with y'all like the addictions that I went through in my past and the struggles that I had that God, had to show me myself because I knew something, but I just didn't know what it was. He had to define it for me, and it is a thing, and it was a struggle for me. But then, you know, um, everybody, they want to be able to tell your story. They want to be able to justify things, or they want to be able to speak on your situation, but truly don't know the depth of your situation. So, um, being in a marriage and thinking that it's all what it's cracked up to be, and yeah, no, I was wrong because two things I just learned. One is the only way God accepts a divorce is when there is adultery, and that was so. Cause then I just couldn't believe that I got married to result to a divorce, but there was things that occurred within my marriage that was dishonorable. And God provided the way of escape for me. Where many thought that I was just, all of a sudden situation, or as the world looking in, well, she did him bad, this, and the third. But in our reality, now that things are coming to light, and it still is, it's still transforming because whatever's done in dark is always going to come to the light. People are starting to see the truth in a lot of it. And this is not a blame game because I do feel like we both played our part. But everybody can't process the truth or handle the truth, and a lot of them can't accept the truth, even though they know the truth. They still have to come to terms with it. They still have to acknowledge. They still have to do the work to get past it. And a lot of people can't do that. And whether they're in a relationship or whether they was impacted by it, this, and the third, it's still like the process. But it's not my place to comfort anybody or to define or justify or um make anybody believe any parts in it. That's God's job. So that's out of my hand. The second thing that I learned was marriage is not the greatest thing. And the reason why I say that is because it's not greater than a person's singleness. And kid you not, I learned that over the past week, as I spend time with God, spend time with myself, that how you conduct yourself in your singleness will define your marriage. Marriage will only bring out the true you, will bring light to the reality of a person, of persons. Yes. So both people. And if you are not thriving in your singleness, you don't have it together in your singleness, you're not whole, you're not fully loving yourself, loving God. You haven't accomplished things that you desire to accomplish, and you really hadn't weighed in on what it looks like to thrive in your best self, live your best blessed life, and you haven't came to terms with who you are, your purpose, and what defines you, and understanding your worth and your value, then you're not ready for marriage. You're not ready to be responsible for somebody else. You're not ready to be accountability partner for somebody else. You still got a long ways to go because the word said, love thy father with our whole heart, with all our might. So if we love him with our whole heart and our whole might, with everything that's within us, then we know that God comes first, right? Okay, so if God comes first, Then what comes second if you're not married? What comes second? Love thy neighbor is thy love thyself. This is equal as to how you love the Father. So you love thy neighbor as you love thyself. But here go the math equation. Love God equal to loving thy neighbor plus loving thyself as thy love thyself. So therefore, if you love people and you don't love yourself, you have not equal to loving that part. The best love you can do for God is love who He made you to be. Love who He created you to be. Fearfully, wonderfully made. I'm a virtuous woman. I'm amazing. I say that all the time because greater is He that's in me than He that's in this world. I serve an amazing God. So why wouldn't I be amazing? I am amazing. But me looking for validation in a person that don't even treat me as love because his words cut sharper than a sword. So where people just looking at the physical abuse, they really not catching how verbal abuse, neck to neck, it coincides the same. So where one may be verbal, the other may be physical, it still is abuse. It still is not life. It still is not pouring into somebody. It's taking away. It's judging. It's convicting. And who as a man or a woman has the right? What human being has the right? Nobody. It is never okay to physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, verbally abuse a human being because no one has the right. And to understand that for myself made me see that just because a person treat me this way doesn't give me the right to react to how they treat me. So I had to learn how to unlearn how to stop reacting and have to learn how to respond in love and light. So no matter what was being said, it doesn't phase me. I'm not gonna change or switch up who I. But I had to get back to learning who I was because 12 long years was an issue for me because I had lost who I was and faking it, making it look good. Power couple, yeah, making it look good. And just living a lie. And anybody know me, I'm a person of truth. But I had to come to terms. I was living a lie. Shawna, you was lying for a very long time. And one thing you can learn about me, I despise a person that lies. There's no excuse for it. I'd rather you not say nothing than for you to flat out lie to me, especially to my face. Round two. Yup, asking all the questions and half truth and then partial truth and then just not telling me the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you, God. God forgive them for they know not what they do. But yeah, round two. Um, being in love with a person because what you pray for, you got it. But not understanding what came along with what you're praying for. And what I prayed for was one thing, but what I got, yeah, definitely not what I needed, nor truth be told, what I wanted. Because again, um, I didn't have patience because I had already wasted half my lifetime. That's how I was looking, that's how I was feeling on a person. So now it's like, yeah, I'm cutthroat. So yeah, this is what it is. If you can't respect it, then we can't be nothing. But then you say you're respecting this, then I'm seeing this, but in our reality, there was so much hidden in the dark, and then it all came to light. Boom, bam, chick, chick, woo. Yeah, God. What? Love this person, show this person love. Yeah, I ain't had the patience because at that point in time, once you lie to me, you cross the line. Then once you take me back to a place that I God delivered me from, that I worked so hard to get away from, so that I wouldn't be the person that I was. Now there's an extra line that you done already crossed. Not only that, then God is showing me stuff and giving me stuff, and then I'm knowing the truth. I got receipts. I'm pulling receipts. I'm speaking the truth. This, and the third. But then you try to make me have to be the bad person. But all you have to do is walk away. But in our reality, all I had to do was do the same, right? But did I? So I had to take responsibility for that. So yeah, it was a lot. But I learned a lot. It made me a better person because today, now I can understand how love did it. It did it for me because God gave me a chance to see things this way. Then He gave me another chance to see things another way. Now I'm here today and I'm seeing things. Woo! It's not my job to convert anybody. It's not my job to save anybody, and there's God that ran up on the girl. Truth be told, cause I ain't doing that no more. 'Cause, yeah, that ain't my job. But yeah, my patient told me, he said, girl, somebody told me that I be tinkering. I said, girl, which I kinda get it because yeah. You know how you always doing something, can't never be still, feel like you gotta fix something, feel like you gotta adjust this, always all over the place, just doing too much over the top, da da da. Yeah, that's tinkering, because if you think about Tinkerbell, and then she wants to do everybody else talent, everybody else job, because she felt like she could do it, felt like it was she wanted to try this out, this, and the third, all over the place. It's a waste of time, waste of years for why, when that wasn't even her purpose. But yeah, I understand how. Yeah, okay, God, touche. I was tinkering. I accept that. So yeah, he ran up on a girl. So kid you not. I had to fathom over there on the weekend, and I just laughed. I said, God, cause you hilarious, cause he does have a sense of humor, but yeah, I be tinkering. So that's why he like, girl, you gotta sit down. You gotta stop all that running around. Two jobs again. Did you tell me you weren't working two jobs again? Oh, did I just say that? Uh-oh, 2 week notice coming for somebody. Y'all heard it here first. I'm just putting it out there. Okay, that part. Anywho, but yeah, because I trust him. So if I trust him, what is it for me to be still and trust that he is God? It's nothing. But God said, I'm going to show you how patience is virtue. And people used to say all the time, don't pray for patience because that's how you get a world of destruction. That's a lie. The devil is a lie because I've been praying, God, show me patience. And it's not that you get a world of destruction. It's just that you have to come to terms with things that's been going on that you ain't sat down long enough to pay attention to because you're too busy trying to take care of everybody else, trying to tend to everybody else's business, got your mouth on somebody else, being messy, being petty, all over the place, doing too much, working 20 million jobs, get can't never keep up because yeah, that part. But if we gonna talk about it or not, Jehovah Jireh, because y'all know I'm gonna get true, right? Because we eat it. So, yeah, stop tinkering. I put it out there. Um, I pray for patience. But when the devil stay in your ear, because it be the ones that think they know everything, but really don't know nothing, because if you do, then you can deliver yourself from your own situation, right? I'm just saying. Because God gave us the power. Because greater is He that's in us than He that's in this world. So if He rules with all power in His hand and Jesus' love, then He is the way, the truth, and the life. So if he the way, the truth, and the life, then I need you to check your own situation out. Sweep around your own front porch. Fix your household. What you got going on before you try to encourage the next person. Cause I'm gonna tell you just like you told me, it's time for you to focus on you and nobody else. I said, okay, Lord, come for the girl. He said, yeah, all them encouraging messages, all that posting, this, and the third. I need you to sit down. I need you to chill out. I said, oh, God, Jesus, Lord, with comfort. He said, yeah. He said, and I mean it. I said, okay. He said, yeah. He said, because I don't need you to say nobody. He said, I don't need you to do my job. He said, I need you to do the job that I sent you to do. And he said, what is that? I said, what, Lord? He said, well, I need you to love. I said, okay, well, I'm trying to love, but apparently somebody don't want to receive it. So yeah, I'm put it out there. Yeah, touche that part. What's the word? I can't call it. I can't call it. It'll come to me in a minute, but yeah, So, um, how can I love and I ain't got no patience? How can I love and I can't be still? How can I love and I ain't even love me first? Loving me first is loving God first. Loving Him enough to trust Him to do what I need, meaning that I don't have to do. Y'all, if y'all ain't kept up, I'm just saying, I ain't been doing nothing. Really nothing. Like, nothing. Like, half showing up, like what they call that PRN. When I feel like it or when it's in my spirit. But that's because I'm fully relying on God because everything I need is in His hand, His time, His plan. Everything that I desire, He has already given to me. Every promise, every prayer, everything I could ask for, I already have it. So, where some think that it's not me being disciplined, Um, it's called obedience. Or some say, it ain't I ain't got self control. It's called obedience. Where some say you need to do more or you could do better or you should already be at this point of your life already. Um, Obedience. Time is in His hand, and um, God is always on time, and He, the author and the finisher of my faith, He is the one who writes my so yeah. That's where you have to understand to learn the word for yourself. Take time with God for yourself. Because in my stillness, in my waiting, guess what? I'm seeing Jehovah Jireh, my provider. So I only got 7 minutes and I'm gonna make it good. I'm gonna make it quick. So I'm going to share with you guys basically what he gave me today. I'm pulling up my notes because I'm gonna read it right off the notes as he gave it to me today. So if we're talking about living in my own truth and love and patience, let me read this first. Patience is um, the capacity to accept. And then they threw the word after tolerate. And people think that tolerate is you just taking on something. No, really, when you tolerate something, that means that you have to look at it as okay, I'm tolerating this migraine, this headache. But it could have came because my brain is overloaded with so much wisdom and knowledge, or I study too hard. So when I get this test and I ace it, so I'm tolerating it because it's working for my good, right? Oh, okay, y'all gonna catch it in a minute. Okay, yeah. So accept or tolerate trouble or suffering without getting angry or upset. Okay, so God checked me today. He did. He did. He said, love did it. He said, okay. Love did it for me because love in my marriage gave me back my life. After my marriage, in that relationship, love saved me for myself. Now, this time, love is elevating me to live in my own truth. Okay, so I can't dumb me down who I am. I can't change who I am. And me being who I am is exactly what everyone adores. I expect the same in return. My motive is learning how to authentically love people unconditionally, because the person I have known um in people, the people that I grow to love, the people that I call my loved ones, my family, my friends, the people that I hold dear to my heart, from my children, to myself, to God. I love them authentically, and I don't seek nothing in return. Change is a choice. It's up to a person and God to make that decision. It's not my goal to change anyone or anything. Somebody gonna catch it in a minute. Yet I'm learning how to respect. If you decide coming to terms to change something, have to respect your space, honor that process, and cherish however that looks for you. That's patience. It takes practice and time to change what you've known and done for years. And overnight, now it don't work like that. But if you work at it, you um get in tune with the journey, because everybody wants to skip the process. They want to go to the end, but they understand the blessing is in the process. And time is worth whatever a person decides to switch up. Whatever a person decides that they want to change about themselves, that's between them and God, nobody else. Things are sudden to change. My mom used to say that all the time. But doesn't mean a person has switched up. It just means with time, we decide what needs to be adjusted, tuned up, or replaced, just like a car. Come on now, we're going to talk about it because my daddy used to work on cars, that part. At the end of it all, it's for our good. And the only way we know if we try, if you work at it, and if you practice being loved, seeing love, hearing love, tasting love, touching love, practice love. Everything you do, you should do it in love. Persistence and dedication, and sticking to the course, which is my definition of faithfulness. No matter what happens, happens. But we going to love through it. Love is unconditional. And no matter what comes your way, it shouldn't change anything. So, understanding that perseverance comes through your trials and your tribulation, but that's how things is preserved, that's how things is made better, that's how things is sweetened. It's the things that we go through, the imperfections and the struggles. God acquitted me. That's what my bishop said Sunday. And basically he said, he dropped the charges on my life, my past, and the things that I did. But what I heard in all of that was, I don't deal with a person because of what they done in the past, but I focus on a person and their purpose. That's what I'm driven to. If Jesus died when we was just sinners, why do we as men believe in order to have something, it has to be perfect, right, or all together? If Jesus loved me in my mess, misery, then why can't you? Is that love or is that not? This very last part would really stun me today, y'all, because God is amazing. Love is patience, and I'm glad He's teaching me how to be patient, how to be submissive, and how to not mishandle the blessing that He sent for my life. And guess what? I'm not gonna switch up. I'm gonna continue to be me, because at the end of the day, that's what that person loves. So yeah, I'm gonna put it out there. When somebody loves you, I mean really, really love you, they love you for who you are. Even before you know how to love them back, even before you truly learn how to love yourself, it authentically comes because it's what's in you. I'm trying to love on the level of God. As I love my child. No matter what my child does, I still love my child. If there's a post, there is a promise. Bishop said that. Will you see it for yourself that you are deserving of this kind of love? Guess what? God pleaded my case. I may have been guilty, but guess what? When He said it is finished, the slate is clean, He wiped it all away because he loved me. My God, all I can say, it was the perfect setup. So if you know nothing else, understand love is patient. Be patient because love will love you too.